Let's go. Good morning, my friends. It's your old pal PeaceLoveMusic with another episode of the Let's Go Good Morning Show, brought to you live by DeOrganized Media in partnership with our amazing friends at BitcoinLive, Decentralized Broadcasting. It is Tuesday, the 3rd of June, almost halfway through the year. Crazy how time's passing. There's so much going on in our ecosystem, in crypto, Bitcoin, on Stacks, a bunch of the other platforms that we're getting to know about soon. So many cool things happening on Stacks right now. It's really amazing. Super excited to be part of it, and super excited that you're all tuning into us to learn more about what's going on in our ecosystem on the regular. Friendly reminder, this is a news and information show. We are providing news and information, sometimes some education, some entertainment, never financial advice. Always do your own research. Never invest money you cannot afford to lose. I am not a qualified financial advisor. I'm just a guy with a show on the network here that you're watching. I talk to people. I talk about stuff. I try to get as much information as I can about whatever we can get information on and share that with you so that you can make informed decisions on your own. But always do your own research and don't take my word for anything, because oftentimes I get it wrong. I get it right a lot. Sometimes when I even get it right, my timing's wrong. Always do your own research. Very important. That being said, the numbers this morning. Oh yeah, friendly reminder, guys. Chad, share out the live stream. It really helps us tremendously. That's the biggest thing you can do. Say hi in the chat, share out the live stream, let your friends know about DeOrganized Media and what we're doing here. You know, that we're bringing you the information every day about what's going on, the numbers, the projects, the news, some conversation. We had a great chat with Alex Miller on yesterday's show about SIP 31. Alex has a show at a space is going on at noon today. We'll be joining that and getting more conversation. There's tons of conversation going on in the ecosystem about that. I'll get more into that later. But right now, guys, share out the stream. Share out the stream. Say hi in the chat. And I'm going to share the numbers with you. Just got to take that off of there. I don't like doing the whole show with that on there. I apologize. I'm a little too much airports, too many people. I definitely have a little bit of a cold. It's not the worst, but it sounds rough. It's not great. So I apologize for like having to clear my throat, coughing and sneezing during the show. It'll probably keep happening. The numbers for the morning: Bitcoin coming in at 105,303, holding on or catching back up to that 105 range. That's actually a solid hold there, in my opinion. And Stacks, my non-financial advisor opinion, Stacks coming in at 78.46 cents. Super sale. That's all I'm saying. That's the number 64th by market cap on CoinMarketCap. Fear and Greed Index is down to 58%, or right around where it was yesterday. It's hovering in that neutral range. The top 3 gainers on CoinMarketCap over the last 24 hours are Whiff, Sky, and Hype. When you stack your STX, you earn native Bitcoin rewards. That's right. You can hold stacks. Maybe there'll be some equity gain opportunity there just by holding it, but you can stack your stacks and earn yield in Bitcoin up to 10%. I think it's like 8.5, 8.3, 8.7, something like that today on native yields for Bitcoin. Stacks has, there's also SBTC, which is programmable Bitcoin for DeFi, real DeFi on Stacks, real Bitcoin DeFi on Stacks. If you're looking for Bitcoin DeFi, which is really what everyone's looking for, everyone's trying to build right now, everyone's trying to get liquidity by developing Bitcoin DeFi. Well, Stacks has it. Stacks has Bitcoin, real functional Bitcoin DeFi, lending, borrowing, staking, earning yield. You can do everything on Stacks now, and it's growing with multiple options in the marketplace for swapping and trading and bridging. All sorts of great stuff going on there. And Stacks has fast, low-fee transactions, proof of transfer security, and native Bitcoin rewards. Tell your friends. Stacks DeFi. Stacks has a Bitcoin-backed dollar stablecoin put out by Hermetica.fi called USDH. You can earn 8% yield on your dollar stablecoin at Hermetica, USDH, backed by Bitcoin. They have over $5.5 million total value locked on the platform. Sorry. DCA into Bitcoin, Stacks, runes, and more effortlessly at Bitflow.finance. And now Flex pools allow users to provide liquidity in any ratio while benefiting from ultra low slippage. Velar PerpDex is live. Now you can engage in PerpDex trading, stake your Velar, pair your favorite tokens with SBTC, earn yield, and trade tokens on Velar. Protocol, a Bitcoin native DeFi protocol, enables cross-chain swaps, bridging, and payments in BTC. It connects Bitcoin to 20 plus chains and launches its Solana bridge on June 5th. Solana bridge to Stacks. It connects Bitcoin to 20 plus chains. Oh, I did that already. Zest is offering 4.09% in SBTC on SBTC. That's right. You can earn 4% yield on your Bitcoin over at Zest Protocol right now. The highest yield at Zest today is 22.14% on AUSD. I believe that's Alex's. I think AUSD is Alex's, USDA is Arcadico. I get them confused sometimes. Over at StackingDAO, you can earn 8.35% on your STX and receive liquid STX in exchange, further deployable into more yields in DeFi. You can earn 8.98% on native Bitcoin, so it's almost 9% on regular stacking right now, or 8.11% with yields in SBTC. Again, that's programmable Bitcoin on Stacks for DeFi. The top 3 Stacks token gainers on stxtools.io this morning are Leo, Shark, and Welsh Corgi Coin. And if you are looking to do more of your own research on the tokens in the Stacks ecosystem, stxtools.io is the place to go. Check them out. What is happening in the Stacks ecosystem today? I gotta double check my schedule because I didn't get it up earlier. There we go. As always, we have the Whatever Morning Space starting the day off at 8 a.m. with Binta and all of our friends. That's a great time. I think they have wrapped up, but they were getting in some great conversations on there while I was setting up the morning show, was listening in. As always, we have our Monday through Friday 8:30 to 9:30 show. At 9:30, we have Find to Earn rounds with Xenitron, sponsored by Rucoin, Leocoin, Bitcoin, Pepe, Fact.fun, Flat Earth Token, and Meme, George's Meme Coin. And we will resume games today at 9:30. At 10 a.m. is the StackingDAO DeFi show. At noon is the Hermetica Hangout. There's also at noon, there is an AMA with Alex, Stack SIP AMA. That is happening at noon today. And then 3 p.m. Art on Stacks with Reese and the boys, 300, GPSC. 5:30 is all things crypto. I have to double check with Landy. I think we are resuming Learn TA with Landy today at 1, but because of the AMA, we may not. I have to talk to him about that. If not, we will be getting back to that next week. Also, 5:30 p.m. you have all things crypto with Dave and the gang. Dave, Cool, Nat, Landy comes on that show. Bunch of regulars on there now too. It's a great time to get exposed to the Chads in the space. All the DGens are on there. And at 7 p.m., the best night show on the web with GPSC and the DeOrganized nightly crew. Great show last night. I kind of fell asleep, so I didn't get on the show, but I was listening. Great guys, great times. That is the calendar for the day. Let me just double check on the Stacks.co events calendar. It's also a great place to check out and know what's going on. Yep. The only thing on there that's not on our schedule is Leather Lounge, and I think that is not on Tuesdays anymore. So we'll have to let Hero or whoever is actually setting that up right now know that the time for Leather Lounge has changed. Longstreet, if you're watching, let Hero know. But I know that time is not. Man, I should not look at my email while I'm live streaming. That's like a rabbit hole nobody wants to go down. All right. So in the news today, Bitcoin has rebounded from $105,000 after briefly dipping below key support levels. Market analysts point to increasing macroeconomic uncertainty, including rate concerns and geopolitical risk as potential sources of near-term volatility. Despite that, traders remain optimistic due to strong network activity and continued institutional inflows. Bitcoin dominance also remains high as alternative layer 2 narratives develop around its core infrastructure, like Bitcoin. Yes, and just to reiterate, there is the SIP call at noon today, the AMA. It's happening at noon. Everyone should be participating in that, tuning in. Grab a mic if you have some words. And if you have some words, don't be shy. It's important that everyone participates. Blackrock transferred over 4,100 BTC worth approximately $429 million to Coinbase Prime, signaling continued institutional interest and potential rebalancing activity. People think this is to sell, but Coinbase Prime is actually a custodial platform. This significant transaction reflects broader confidence among traditional asset managers and digital assets. Despite recent price swings, the move could be related to custody, treasury positioning, or ETF backing logistics as speculation grows around more active trading behavior. DeFi Technologies has appointed Manfred Knopf, the former CEO of Commerce Bank, as chair of its Valor subsidiary and strategic advisor to the parent company. Knopf brings extensive regulatory and institutional experience as DeFi Technologies aims to expand its financial product offerings across Europe and North America. His role will focus on positioning Valor as a key bridge between traditional finance and digital assets. The best V starting crypto company that starts with the letter V, by the way, is Valar, not Valor. They're all right. This year's Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas highlighted a dramatic political shift within the crypto community, with increased alignment towards MAGA-aligned narratives and Trump-affiliated entities. Speakers emphasized deregulation, digital sovereignty, and economic nationalism, representing a departure from Bitcoin's traditional libertarian or apolitical ethos. The event showcased the industry's growing influence in mainstream political discourse. Ethereum bulls are forecasting a potential surge to $5,000 as new ETH staking data, expanding DeFi use cases, and layer 2 scaling progress fuel optimism. The network's role in enabling tokenized RWAs and smart contract-based infrastructure has drawn attention from institutional investors, with ETH trading above $2,600. Sentiment suggests a breakout may follow if macroeconomic conditions remain favorable. ETF flows on June 2nd, 2025. Bitcoin spot ETFs experienced a net outflow of $267.5 million. BlackRock's IBIT led with an outflow of $130.4 million. Ethereum spot ETF saw a total net inflow of $78.2 million on the same day. That's interesting. Ethereum saw a large inflow for their numbers, while Bitcoin seeing an outflow. You might see some correction in the ETH Bitcoin trading pair chart. Ether's been at, Bitcoin's too high, compared to the rest of the market. We do need to have an alt season correction. So probably going to see Ether go. I don't know if it'll get to $5,000. I had expected before this cycle that it would get much higher than that, but I'm not positive it will. But ETH had decent inflows today. SIP 31 Stacks endowment proposal. We're going to be talking about this for weeks. Yeah, this is the story of the Stacks ecosystem, and there's a number of other stories. Lots of stuff going on in Stacks, but this new community discussion around SIP 31 explores introducing an STX token raise with a proposed $500 million STX endowment. The establishment of the endowment would come from an initial mint of there's I think 25 million stacks being generated by the protocols, not a mint. A total of 100 million up front being minted, and or included in that total is the initial 25 million. So 75 million being minted, and then an increase to the emission schedule for the next 5 years to raise that amount to 500 million stacks to be deployed through this endowment. Lots of levers here, lots of checks and balances, and this is all still being developed. But the program is designed to fund DeFi, the Stacks roadmap. So further DeFi funding, bootstrapping for projects, SBTC development, and ecosystem growth, marketing, community development, tech development and tooling, security stuff, all sorts of stuff that the ecosystem needs to make the next level up. It's a great conversation. It's going on in the GitHub and the Stacks forum and on X, both in spaces and threads and DM groups. If you have an opinion, the place to get involved in the conversation is on the forum, but also join in the community discussions, join in the chats, join in the conversations on Twitter threads, and especially if you're not familiar with the people in the ecosystem so much, this is a great way to get involved and integrated and get your voice heard. So much going on in our ecosystem. I just want to quickly shout out Zero Authority DAO. Head over to Zero Authority DAO. I think it's zeroauthority.com. And they have a ton of bounties you can learn about, help participate in the Stacks ecosystem, and earn a little bit of Stacks and or Stacks tokens by participating in bounties on Zero Authority. If you aren't using BoostX, you need to be using BoostX. It is a great way to engage with your community. You can actually send and reward people for tweets in Stacks tokens and Bitcoin right directly through X. Also now functional with Discord as well. It's a Chrome extension. You just have to have your Stacks wallet on the same browser as you have the BoostX extension installed, and you can actually connect your wallet to X. You can actually even do space drops where if you're holding a space, anyone with a .btc, .stx, BNS name can actually receive an airdrop right in the space if you want to reward people for participating. Really interesting stuff. Also can drop NFT Stacks tokens. You can drop Stacks NFTs. There's going to be ways to mint NFTs through there. It's an amazing project. Huge shout out to Crypto Dude. Another project on Stacks that's being built right now is Rosar's Charisma platform with his Blaze subnet project as well. Huge value unlock for the ecosystem. Near instant transactions, huge low fee, all on chain on Stacks. Super easy to use, and there's going to be a lot of development taking advantage of this capacity that Rosar is building out. Fact Fun has created a meme creation engine that introduces a pre-launch seeding mechanism that requires a certain number of participants and a little bit of liquidity to be added before a bonding curve token can launch. So anyone involved in the launch has to have a little skin in the game. And it protects, users actually do get some rewards for the trading rewards on the bonding curve once the seat launch is live. Really cool stuff going on over there at fact.fun. Huge shout out to Rafa with what he's building there. Also, if you missed the chance to mint SBTC with the last cap raise, you can actually go to fact.fun/deposit. You can actually deposit your Bitcoin and receive SBTC on there. I'm not sure how much liquidity he has on there, but there is some. If you need a little bit of SBTC, fact.fun has you covered. You can just bridge in some Bitcoin. BNS1 is the place to go for your BNS name. You need to have a .btc or .axtx to participate in BoostX. And also just to kind of maintain your on-chain identity. There's a whole bunch more functionality coming with the latest updates to the zone files. Head over to BNS.1 to get your .btc or other BNS name today. With that, I am actually just going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. We have the fortune of having great marketing partners in our ecosystem. One of them is StackingDAO. StackingDAO is the leading liquid staking platform on the Stacks network. StackingDAO is changing the game by letting users earn up to 10% APY on their STX while keeping their assets liquid. Unlike traditional staking, their unique design means no minimums, and users start earning rewards immediately. So there are zero switching costs when switching from other stacking pools. Plus, you've got options. Choose to get your rewards in STX or SBTC, whatever fits your strategy. You want to start earning yields today? Head over to StackingDAO.com and jump on in. StackingDAO is where liquidity meets opportunity. And we also have a tremendous partner with Bitflow, the top DEX on Stacks, letting you trade native BTC, STX, SBTC, USDC, runes, and more all in one place by aggregating price on Alex, Arcandico, and Velar. Recently, Bitflow rolled out flex pools, launching with STX to support liquid staking assets, offering flexible deposits, smarter rewards, and deeper liquidity. And you can also head on over to Zeely and look up Bitflow, participate in their great Bitflow Zeely campaigns right now over at Zeely. Really cool stuff coming on that too. That's going to be being developed over time. That is the news. I will bring in the homies. Good morning, GP. How are you doing today, brother?
Let's go. Happy Tuesday, man. Doing well.
Happy Tuesday. And we got Jack Vinswitch in the house. Good morning, Jack.
What's going on, guys? Peace. You sound like you're fighting a little cold, man.
Yeah, just all weekend. all weekend. It actually got yesterday was the worst of it. I feel a little bit better today, but I'm too many airports.
We need to be in that Vegas climate. That's the thing. It's just
That would hurt. A little bit more sun. You know, we didn't get enough R&R while we were in Vegas too.
No.
We were hustling, which was a great time. I mean, I had a blast with you guys. It was just it wasn't a vacation at all by any stretch.
No, it was not. Like next time we'll have to go and just stay longer and just have an unwinding period to actually chill.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I learned a lot. There's a lot we can improve on with our processes, but part of that's just getting through the first one and learning what you did right, we did a lot of things right, by the way. I think we did overall it was a smashing success for DeOrganized. Stacks killed it, Bitcoin killed it. Really, it was an amazing conference from my perspective.
Yeah, we need a cameraman. That's what we need.
And a producer. Like, we need a production team. We really do. We had a cameraman. That's why GP's not in any of the footage.
You'll see.
Well, I gotta put together some stuff. I haven't. Remind me if I don't get in touch with you. I know you shared that link on Telegram, but I don't have Telegram on my new computer, and I want to actually set it up with my new phone. Telegram. I gotta figure it out, but I might have you email me that link to Drive when you have a chance.
Yeah, I can do that.
I gotta get some footage to other people. Bitflow wants some, and of course, in StackingDAO, we were out there for them too. So
it took like 4 or 5 hours for all the footage to completely upload to the Drive. It was wild.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of footage.
It's a lot of footage. It's gonna take us a little. Everyone, bear with us while we're chopping that up because there's a lot to go through.
Yeah,
there's
Mark
definitely
said he had
just wild at the party.
Yeah, Mark was telling me he had a good AI to chop it up with, so I'll have to reach out to Mark and see which one he had in mind.
Yeah, we'd always like to know about new tools. I use Opus. I let Rosar download CapCut to my new computer, so he's probably like monitoring this show right now from the back end. But I don't know. I haven't used it since we used it briefly to upload that one video. We still have the video we made on that Thursday morning. We didn't even drop yet. That conversation. We have to do that too. We have a lot to do. It's just not.
Next we go and scope out a few film schools before we go, and get us a team of like some college kids. You throw some burgers at them and some free room and board, and let them go to town.
Right. We need interns. That's what we need. Everyone needs. We all need that's what that was what Mark suggested too. He said just hire some interns. They're all they'll do all the stuff we need to fill in the gaps, the social media stuff and that kind of thing. I'm also thinking about doing 1 or 2 days a week where I don't come on the morning show. I let you guys kind of host it. We'll maybe make we'll let Blockface take a news day, and you guys can do whatever. Somebody can, and that way I can work on some there's just so much going on. There really is so much going on. I have conversations I need to have with people, and it's just I'm not going to be able to until 2 o'clock this afternoon. And it's not because I'm taking time off. We got the show, then we got the StackingDAO call, and then we got the Hermetica. Is the Hermetica hangout happening today?
Yeah, that's it. I think 1 o'clock my time, so 2 p.m. Yeah,
2 p.m. Okay, we have that on the schedule for noon right now, so we'll have to adjust that.
No, it's a pretty busy space day. They got the SIP AMA as well. Last I read, Manib's going to be on that one, so that one should be a pretty important.
Yeah. Yep.
Everyone to attend.
I'm going to be on there too.
So it's
I think Trip's going to be on. Alex Miller has been working a lot with Trip, actually, to kind of iron out some of the community side of things.
yeah, no, it's good. I think that this is a great time for the community itself to shine. To use Trip's analogy of a big kid's table and a little an adult's table and a kid's table. They got some. This community is full of talent and dedication, and this is really more so than any other time since I've been here. The opportunity for the community to really prove that it's second to none, and that's not just hype. That's not taking anything out of proportion. It's just real, and this is our chance.
Yeah, no, I think you're in most of the DM groups that I'm in, and like I've never seen so much activity on the forum at all on anything. And there's been plenty of like high activity forum event things, conversations, but this is actually just beyond. And then the DM groups, like that one Benai started, and then there's a number of other conversations going on in different areas and all of the spaces that are popping up. Like I ended up on Friday traveling home. I ended up in a space before my first flight. I ended up in a space between flights in my layover. And the whole time, like I was literally on the space with people talking about what SIP 31 for like hours at a time. And then all day, like I was on like with Alex for like 2 hours on Saturday. It's been nonstop activity on this, and it's warranted because it's a huge deal. Like this is a huge opportunity for Stacks, and they're doing it the right way. The community's being involved. They have not only heard us, but they've responded in a way that it's clear the intent is to include us. They want to bring all of the value we've been providing to a place where it can also help grow the ecosystem and community. They realize the value of what our community has been providing.
No, 100%. Hey, Mel. Good morning.
Hi. Are you all? Peace, your camera is so clear. Did you get a new camera?
It's a new computer.
Wow. Okay.
Because remember
That's
the dog, were you here on the Friday before we left? The dog had knocked. Yeah, you were here. The dog I still don't have my old, I have to get my keyboard replaced. And it was going to take like a week and a half. So I just bought a new computer because I had to go to Vegas. So, on all this other stuff I was learning new on how to do in Vegas, I also had a brand new computer with none of my bookmarks, none of my didn't remember my websites and stuff like that. I still don't have Telegram on here. Yeah, it's it's just
Well, it looks good. You look good.
Thank you.
And sometimes looking good, I don't know, it's important.
I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hey, Blockface.
Hey, LL Cool J. Welcome to the show.
XRP said knock you out.
Good morning, Blackface.
I got the liquidium hat.
What does it actually say on your hat there?
Liquidium.
Oh,
cool little hat.
Jeremy.
They get a liquidium cap.
Dude, I have like a 20-minute interview with Jeremy from Liquidium. It's amazing. He has the grills in, like the gold grills with the fucking long dreads.
James.
Jeremy James. You understand. Yeah. But he's amazing. We talked for like
I saw that. I saw something.
Great. Well, he gave me one of his, he has an NFT. I forget what it's called. He gave me a stuffy.
Dude, he had a Bitcoin.
I only got a large T-shirt. He didn't have an extra large. He was supposed to bring one to the Bitcoin beach party. clearly likes you better than me.
But he I met up with him, and the thing is, like, we got along like from a jokey way on the show, so it's just cool to see the people in person. And you see the guy, and from a lot of people's perspective, he's the last guy you think would be involved in fucking DeFi when you see him, because it's gold grills at the bottom and the dreads and the thing, and he's right beside there with the suits talking.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Gotta
Yes.
love crypto, man. It's
crazy.
you can be anybody you want to be.
You
It's like
I forgot to mention the
historically, if
Macho
you
Man.
wanted a job, you couldn't get a tattoo. You had to like have a neat haircut, suit and tie, and that's the only way you could get ahead.
He's
And
wearing a Pepe diamond encrusted medallion while he's talking to me about the
that's for
degradation.
Oh,
the Bitcoin Frogs Ordinal collection. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that was one of your first big runners in ordinals. Organic too. Like, but yeah, anyway. No,
It's
like
weird.
that's the whole thing. Like the suits, you're starting to see normal people come in here and they're saying, like, I saw, for instance, some guy throw shade on Landy posting a chart. He's like, "Where were you when we were at 79K?" And I chimed in. I'm like, "Oh, this motherfucker's about to get dragged." Like,
Yeah. And to me, the best part of it as a recruiter is if you recruited with your eyes, you would pick all of the wrong people.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you like the traditional way of evaluating talent in these circles is so much different
Mm.
than the traditional way of evaluating people. What does his hair look like? Does he have a nice camera? Is he using a microphone? To me, the suit is a prop, like a costume. Does that make sense? That's all it
Remember
is.
we had this conversation when you were on my show, and we were just saying it's like the most ludicrous thing in the world that you dress up neatly for 5 minutes, put on your best behavior, then go home, get wasted, do wheelies on your motorbike, get another tattoo, and it's like, woo, okay. But there's a line in the Sovereign Individual in the beginning, which just changed so much in the way I think, where it says, the young and the old, the ugly and the beautiful. It kind of lists, and it says will vie, or the ugly, the old, the whatever, the crazy will vie with the young, the beautiful, the educated. We're all equal here with just our voice. You don't bring, doesn't matter even what you did specifically now, before, because a lot of those things don't even apply.
The traditional
Exactly.
methods.
Trip is just a goose. Imagine how far listen, I was like somebody called Good Kitty. Maybe a monkey. I must be.
I'm called a block face.
Yeah. I used to laugh when I said to people, I'm anonymous and I'm Good Kitty, and I've kind of like established myself in this ecosystem. And it just was like a sentence that used to go down like a bit of around a dinner party,
Oh yeah, so you're a loser and
Huh?
are not doing anything with your life. Thanks. Yeah, that's kind of the reality.
that's really one of the
Yeah,
things
exactly. And not being paid either.
Oh yeah. Great career choice there, Good Kitty. I
Yeah.
thought you used to have a real job in your 20s and now you're throwing it all away. Great
Yeah,
job.
you went to varsity, you got 2 degrees, you ran a company, and now you spend your time in the internet called Good Kitty.
Talking to frogs.
Talking to geese, talking to
Yeah,
frogs.
you're on an animal farm.
I'm literally living in Animal Farm, yeah. In 1984 in an Animal Farm.
I could hear your voice narrating Animal Farm.
Well, there we go. That's something maybe I'll do.
You know what? I met someone. Sorry to go autistic laser beam on you guys. I met a lady. She's a bit older, and she has a perfect voice. And we're reading books on Twitter Spaces. So we were reading Beatrix Potter last night and Terry Pratchett. And I want you to meet her. She has the most amazing voice.
Oh my God, I'd love to come and read books.
Oh.
I want to read my favorite books. I'm obsessed with books.
We're gonna read Through the Looking Glass with her, and she has
Nice.
this like grandma voice, and it's amazing.
I love Trip so much. Trip, I just want to say in front of everybody, I love you so much. I would love to see what you look like in real life. I'd be the first in the queue to try to see what Trip looks like. You know what I'm reading at the moment
Trip
is
used to be a
Einstein.
CrossFit trainer.
Sorry, what?
Trip used to be a CrossFit trainer.
No ways.
No,
I imagine Trip is hot in my head.
I can tell you just by the way
He's
you
got
were saying you
dreadlocks.
wanted to meet him. So
Yeah, I imagine Trip is hot and smart.
he's definitely smart.
I think coders, it's so funny. I married like a rock star, you know. Well, that's what I mean. I hate that word, but let's just say it for the point of this conversation.
Was he a rock star when you married him, though?
Yeah.
No, he already was.
Sorry, Peace.
You didn't know.
I was hoping you were gonna win that point, but
No, he was. But listen, I thought at that point I was like wearing buns, going to work. I was on the board of at a company, and I was like, "Get away from me! You're in a band." Ooh. And it took him like 6 months to get me to go on a date with him. But anyway, I think that coders are the new rock stars. I think coders are hot.
that's a T-shirt.
I don't think they're selling out stadiums.
You know what's funny? Because like,
Listen, they're doing a lot more than selling out stadiums. They're changing the world.
so Trip and I, over the Twitter space, and Oma was there in the background. We read through his draft on Sunday, and that's why I spoke the way I did on Monday, because I knew he already published it, and he already articulated everything better than anyone could have, because he's Trip and Monkey, of course, right? And so
I think we need. I don't think we want one. I love what Trip put out there. By the way, I think it's been a huge value add.
I want to interview him on my show.
oh
I
man, you
want
should interview him on
to-
your show.
What I don't want to do, or what I don't want to have happen, is like Benai made a great proposal, and Resh made a great post on the forum as well. Like I don't want people to look at what Trip did and say, okay, I don't have to put my. I want a lot more conversation before we settle on.
I'm not sure if they know how Trip put together his proposal though, because he put together his proposal by using AI to analyze everything. Does that
Right.
make sense? So any contribution in that form is reflected in what Trip did. I just thought
Sure, but so again, not like I first read through Trip's stuff on Saturday evening. You know, it was like first reading through the first draft, and I got tied up and stuff, and I couldn't really participate in that as much as I wanted to. But so much has actually come out since. So many opinions and so much conversation has happened since Sunday that I don't think it's all like even the SIP is going to be adjusted, and so the guys have to be adding.
well, to me, that is the win. The mere fact that the community is now a co-author on the SIP,
It's
just
a huge win.
right
It's
off
a
into the
huge
sunset.
win. Right. And here's the thing: anyone can be an author on any SIP. Like anyone can join that.
Yeah, anyone can, but to do it intelligently, you really have to be at the level of Trip to really understand where the bodies are.
You have to right. You have to have the ability to actually effectively participate. But it's not. This isn't novel that it's an open process that we can be included
No.
in it. It's just, I think the expectation was that it was coming from a high level, so it was kind of, and it was coming from a high level, and there was.
It felt like Moses with the tablets from Mount whatever. What was that?
It didn't feel like you were going to be able to change the
I
command.
know that guy, Moses. Tablets.
Welcome to Stacks 3.0. Commandment number 1, 5% emission schedule. What's that? Yeah, like
Well,
that.
that's,
Good meme, let me
was a
tell
lot
you.
of-
Somebody want to draw that.
So, and a lot of the feedback, and I think that a lot of how the document was designed was like almost like there was an oversight from the people that put it out, where they didn't realize they weren't communicating enough of the broad spectrum of what they wanted it to go towards, and or it was hard to kind of find how that was going to work in the document. It was a lot of the document was big.
Hey man, democracy is messy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey,
They're
and
doing it.
to me, the messier it is.
It's not even democracy. It's open source.
But no, we're talking about policy for the network state. That sounds like the governance to me. It's just one of those things where,
Right, but it's
me,
not. It's not democracy. It's open source development. It's
no. Hold on, this is democracy.
different.
Okay, Jack,
All
what do you
democracy
think?
is
What we're talking about with
Isn't
civil
democracy
improvement?
a crock of shit?
Go ahead, Jack. What do you think?
Okay, so when you look at this, you have, I think, if anything, if you look at the SIP process, it is very complicated in terms of governance, on chain, and when you reference a nation, the network state, you're absolutely right, because this is probably a preview into what's coming.
Yeah.
Is it democratic? I think it's hard to argue against it. In that, you have a proposal, and then even when you hear Alex talking about it, and he's like, well, if let's say we just made a SIP and no one likes it, where's everybody going to go? We're going to go somewhere else. So, I mean, I think that's a very pure form of democracy in the sense that you're voting with your feet, right? So I don't know. I think it's new. I don't know if democracy is the totality of the term that can be used to describe what's happening here.
Yeah.
But it's certainly like born from democracy. It's certainly democratic in nature. How it ultimately looks like long term, hard to say. But when you get right down to it, like if the SIP comes out and no one likes it, and everyone's like, all right, screw it, I'm going to Babylon, or what have you. That's democratic, right? Like that's something we can't do in a nation state, but it's something we will be able to do in a network.
That's a free market. It's free market. It's not democratic.
No,
I think democratic is such a terrible term.
I can't believe we're arguing about this. So hold on. We're talking about voting on policy. Doesn't that sound like a democratic process? Am I missing something?
Well,
I think
the
it goes
democratic
further
process
than
is
that.
one person, one vote. We don't have that situation, and we shouldn't.
But if you have a Senate that votes on policy, isn't that also democratic? What am I missing? Am I insane?
No, I just think it's I think democracy has got a lot of tiny nuances that this doesn't. And I think the nation state, to me, is something that is aligned with democracy. It's a fake idea of freedom, a fake idea of choice. But I think
I tend like I don't think calling the process a representation of democracy actually gets to the meat of actually what's happening here.
yeah, it is. It's profound. It's something that we have never had the opportunity to do as people. And it is, I think it's the idea of democracy. I think it's the ideology, or I think what the initial intention of democracy is. Maybe that's what it is. But it's not what democracy became. And
I'm not talking about what democracy became. I'm talking about the idea that the population has a say in whether we go to war. That kind of policy making is being discussed openly.
yeah.
I don't think in most democracies the general population really has much of a say as to whether we go to war.
That's why
I
I'm saying
agree.
this is more of a pure democracy than we've ever seen.
It's
You track that?
We have an either or. In a democracy, we have an either or. So in a democracy, what we're presented with option A, option B, and potentially a few other options.
Because this,
And then we can choose one of those. But in this case, we're presented, the end result is so open-ended that, like you said, anybody can co-author. You can't take a bill and co-author it. That is just what it is.
Yeah, the way I look at it is that what I see here is that the population in Stacks has the ability to participate in the conversation around fiscal policy and quantitative easing on the Stacks blockchain in the form of Stacks emissions.
And to your point, like,
That
again,
doesn't make it democracy, though.
when you
It's
look
like peace. I'm with you, peace.
when you look at how Stacks has approached governance since the early days, it's a super complicated topic. Like, and they went so far as to like talk to academic scholars in the Stacks advocate group to try to figure out all of these different sorts of governance that have existed, even in like indigenous, tribes, right? To see what's the best way to make a system of governance that's, online and at least, where the people have a say. I think when you started where the people have a say, you kind of get at the bedrock of what democracy is supposed to be. But
sure, but here's
democracy is a choice.
It's about democracy. What's actually being one fundamental thing here that's added to the equation right now is there's an opt-out possibility. Stacks has to appeal to all of the users or risk losing the users in a democratic process. If you lose, you're subject to the outcome of the vote.
That's right. You can't change countries.
You can't just leave. It's not really functional.
Well, that's why
can't change countries. Good point.
It's new though. That's what I'm saying. We're talking about.
It's not.
We're talking about the network state, but to say that it doesn't have a democratic aspect to it, I don't know. That's like saying that you just because a word once existed in one context, you can't use it in another one later. Like this
is why I lifted my heel when I hugged Jack.
This is a democratic. It's not a democracy issue here. I don't think that word.
So you're saying when we're talking about governance, we're not talking about some sort of democratic process. Is
it a democratic process when you're voting your shares on a publicly traded company?
How is it different?
It's just not the same. It's not the same kind of thing.
So what other word do we use other than
that's just it.
I would say open source governance.
Whole new things have to be discussed and discovered here because, again, like Stacks isn't a company either. It's not a nation. It's not a company.
Right.
You're right. So like that's what I'm saying. That's what's so fascinating about this whole process is this is an exercise in some shit that ain't nobody ever done before.
Right.
I was speaking to Electra. I was talking to Electra about network state, and hey, Orange.
Morning.
She was saying Stacks is a network state. This is how network states begin.
Right.
It's cloud first, land second. So a network state develops its own governance, its own currency, its own passport, its own way of...
its own constitution.
That's right. Its own accounting, everything. So it is completely and utterly free. And the beautiful thing, in a nation state, you can't leave. You can't wake up one day and say, fuck this passport, I'm going there. Well, you can, but, So in a nation state, you need to live where you live and get a visa to go. In a network state, the whole idea behind a network state is that you will be able to move freely. So it is very different. It does deserve a new term. And I think
I love
dragging
our autism laser beam sessions.
Yeah,
we
this
don't
is
have to
like
agree for this to be fun. I'm enjoying myself.
No, it would not be fun if we all agreed on every point.
It would be boring.
And to be honest with you, I'm not trying to be like semantic. I did not graduate college. I was a political science major and economics for my brief college career. Those things are interesting to me. And there's
maybe the answer is in fourth year. I'm just joking.
What's that?
Maybe the answer is in fourth year,
Oh, I don't think that we're beyond. it's overly simplistic and not actually getting to the total point of what is novel about the situation, referring to it as a democracy or saying it's democracy in action, because I think it's beyond that. It's a lot more, it's direct. There's a lot more direct influence. We're actually talking about the governance here. We're influencing the outcome of the governance of an established entity. You know what I mean? Like I
can't help but laugh when you talk about governance and don't think that the idea of democracy doesn't have some weight to bear on the issue.
I didn't say that.
Well, no, it's again like
it can be democratic without being a democracy.
Jack.
Well, I think that what ultimately you wind up calling this is going to be immaterial, because it's just it's a new system. It's a new system, and it's trying to pick from everything we know in humanity.
Interdisciplinary for sure.
Point to try to figure it out, but I think that yeah, like there's no system of governance we fully understand today that you can just say, okay, this is exactly what it is.
Absolutely.
But to be able to say,
nobody knows you're a dog when it comes to voting,
Yeah, but it's cool. Like, it's undeniably cool, and it's important, and I think this is how more humans are going to find themselves involved in governance and government in the future. My personal belief is that the nation state's kind of on its last leg anyway. And
how dare you?
This is what
the opinions of Jack do not necessarily reflect those of the people in Canada. Sorry, continue. You gotta live under Trudeau and Carney over here.
Jack exactly right, though. I don't think nation states will go away, but we're going to transcend their importance and their rule over how things turn out. They won't be the main deciders in a lot of situations. It'll be network states.
Look at our community here on Stacks. It's global, and like within this community, you have more commonalities amongst these people, regardless of where they are on the earth, than you do in your own potential homeland, right? On a percentage basis. So why constrain yourself to geographical boundaries in a system that is, well, I mean, like Joe Rogan has a funny joke back in days, like they wrote the Constitution with a feather, right? Like if Thomas Jefferson was alive today, he'd be like, "What? Are you still using this? You wrote this with a feather? Come on!" Like it's true. We're ready for different things, and that's clear. That's abundantly clear based on just looking at the world around you right now. If you want to escape the oligarchy, which most of this shit is, here's your exit, and we're like, that exit's under construction. We're figuring it out, and that's what you're taking part in right now. If you're a part of this process, and it's awesome.
That exit is under construction is a great quote for a t-shirt.
Yeah. And just on that, just a quick final thing or whatever. This is because I found this such an interesting conversation. In the Sovereign Individual, they speak about the nation states and the demise of it. And that the two are still going to exist. And it's going to almost be a case of the haves and the have-nots. Or there's going to be sort of war, but much disagreement, put it nasty, between the two. And the one is almost going to be like a central bank currency, nation state control, and the other one's going to be much more free, the network states, crypto, Bitcoin, whatever. So
what about we have the have and the havings?
The key piece that the network state adds that we do not have in our current model of governance is the opportunity to opt in and out of who you're associating with, who you're participating with. That is novel, and that is changing. That is going to be the next step in evolving social organization. That being said,
the network school has like a passport. if you go to the network
Mhm.
school, you literally
Mhm.
there's like a passport because you're going into a territory that is
A special economic zone, right?
yeah.
where they exist
Anyway.
locally.
Mhm.
So it's time for Find to Earn.
Yeah.
And I just want to shout out all of our players because it's been over a week since we've had rounds on the show, and I missed all of our players. I want everyone that's ready to let us know in the live chat that they've tuned in, that we're ready for Find to Earn. Make sure you share out the live stream. And Xenitron, how are you today, sir? I have not talked to you in a little while live. I hope you're doing well.
I'm fine. I'm young and dead as always.
Excellent.
Nothing can happen to me.
Very good, very good. So we're having what do we got? 6 rounds today?
Yeah, we'll play 6 rounds. First round for newcomers, 4 rounds for open rounds, and last round jackpots. So be ready. Okay, related to governance, to SIP, I can say like that governance never work. It's an illusion, absolutely. There is no democracy. There is one address can have 20% of supply vote. Don't put this illusion in your head, and this SIP will be approved 100%. And community comes first. If you don't have the product, it doesn't matter. You have 3% or 5% emission per year, because we have 96 ghost chains on Dex Screener. It's all about the products, it's all about dApps, and it's better if they just give the money to builders and they build really products. That's all. Let's go.
No, and I do believe that there will be money for the builders in this, sir. I think that is part of the goal, part of the intent. It is expected to be used in that way. And as much as we have our influence on this outcome, as it appears to be, I do think that we're going to be able to facilitate that in a significant way. It really does seem like this is going to be the real deal of what it could be. Yeah, when they first proposed it,
We'll see. Time will tell.
Time will tell. But I do think that the intent is there for this to be ecosystem wide, to be value add design, and to be inclusive, and inclusive, but also well monitored and well kind of managed to the point where it's productive. Like, they're not just going to start throwing money at whoever asks for it. You're going to have to be doing something that is expanding the ecosystem and adding value, which there's tons of people in line to be able to. There's tons of people in our ecosystem that are doing that now. So I do think this is much needed. So just waiting. I need a couple more Chads to come and tell us that they're going to come play with us. Where are you guys at? I got Megaphone. I got Captain Snoop. We got Orange on the board. Orange, how you been, man?
I'm doing good. I've missed you all. I'm very content with life.
Nice.
It's a good day to have a good day.
Let's
Excellent.
go.
Excellent.
Yeah, Orange make a good gesture. He donated his winnings to the charity. That's a big step for community.
Very
Solid.
cool.
Yes, that's right. I saw that actually. What was the charity?
It's a charity in Zimbabwe. When you pointed me towards it, she told me all about it, that it's for orphans in Zimbabwe. But they will be expanding throughout the whole of Zimbabwe whenever they have the possibility to do so. It's
Nice.
mainly focused now on survivability for orphans. Things like sanitary products, food, but also winter clothes, because the winter is very cold there. And if you are a child who is not warm, that breaks my heart. I like everyone to be warm, and if we can share the warmth throughout the world, why not like this?
Right. I love it, man. Great
Let's
stuff.
go. I will launch the whitelist game right now.
All right, we're
Let's
ready
go.
to launch. All of you that are new users that are registered for the whitelist round, get ready. The round will be starting soon. Michael, are you going to share this morning? You got time?
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, let me pull this up. Oh yeah, sharing on the stream. Oh yeah, we're just sharing on the stream.
And also, this round will be for factory fun, and I have discussion with Rafa. Rafa just bought like 800k skull coins to make a new liquidity pool or on factory fun. So it will be useful for traders in future. And
Let's
this
go.
game will be for factory fun. Okay, I'm ready to launch.
Amazing. Let's do this. What is this? Oh, I don't know. It's just something on why was democracy invented. Anyway, so skull.
Why it was invented or what it means?
Why the word was invented. So we are
The etymology.
Skullcoin BTC.
Demoscratia.
Skullcoin BTC, the only game that matters on Bitcoin. That's right, Skullcoin BTC. What you just heard was the real power of Bitcoin. We are playing a game that is powered by Bitcoin, and Orange just donated his winnings to a village in Zimbabwe. So just to put a fine point on it, we just saw how Bitcoin and gaming can feed people around the world. Am I wrong?
You are right.
You are right.
That's pretty friggin' amazing.
That's
So these
amazing.
games, are we just wasting our time when we're playing these games? It turns out we are not wasting our time and just having fun with friends over coffee. This is actually going to change people's lives because of community members like and also DeOrganized media. Ready to play?
Let's go.
All right. Oh, we got to do the countdown in a binary or something. Good kitty.
In binary.
Yeah,
Binary. I don't know how to count in binary.
you just make it up because none of the audience knows either.
Okay.
Yeah. Make it up.
Can I just? I'll just
101.
count down all wrong. 8, 2, 7, 3, 1, 6, 22, 100 million, 21 million. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I have no idea.
What is it?
Okay, here we go. 1 second. So, before you have the opportunity to win, you have to not only repost the round, but also repost the live stream. If you do not do both of those, even though you win, you'll still be a loser, like, XRP. So, let's go back and find start here. I get the coordinates. Remember longitude and latitude? I failed the test once because I mixed them up. And I was like, I thought I was getting all the coordinates right. And it turns out I didn't know what longitude and latitude was. All right, so we're seeing this, hot dog phallic symbol? What the hell is that?
How'd that truck get like that?
What is this, Jack?
Man, I don't know. I hadn't looked at it yet.
Why is Dax the
Oh, good, we got it. Okay. Wait, that's the natural gas
It says
tank.
king.
I thought you burnt a hot dog.
We never got to do the grilling, by the way. We never got to do the organized cookout.
No, now I don't want to. Now that I saw that giant schlong on the screen.
Oh, good kitty. We're in Oklahoma. Aren't you ready to play fight?
Gonna see the truck that is on his nose on the background.
So it's in a field, Wilkins, and it has a fence to it. So we are here. There's a few fields where it could be. This is one. Let me see that top again. Oh, look at that double. You see that little double truck? Whoa, double truck in a red. Right? That looks to me like right here. So if we go up, and then we turn around, you see Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Bhagwan, wake it up on. You're feeling good. You're feeling nice. All right. Where is this? Maybe I have to go around the corner. Around the corner. All right. Sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Well, there you go. So we worked a little bit of West Indian dialect and
Yeah,
game.
okay, we have a winner. Let's play next games.
Let's go.
All right. There you go. Hey guys, we did it.
Oh,
Yay.
congratulations.
Yay. Even though we're late. So that's how you play the game. You kind of use your eyes and use your face and use your fingers. And if you do those fast enough, you can feed people in Zimbabwe, apparently.
And your brain. You forgot your brain.
Yes, I think this is actually something good for like cognitive health. Like for sure, if you like snapped electrodes to my brain, I'm sure something's happening, not just like a carnival. But that's pretty cool, right?
And you're learning about geography.
Yeah, I'm learning that like they have these massive hot dogs in Oklahoma, which is amazing.
But where's that other truck going? It's like going.
Which one?
Going, the one that's standing on its nose.
Parking.
The one in the background standing on its nose.
Which
Nobody knows.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice that. What in the bloods?
Yeah, you were too busy looking at the big.
Yeah. The heck is going on in Oklahoma? Jack, what's going on in Oklahoma?
I don't know, man. I think it's flat and square. That's about all I know.
Oh, the Snoop Dogg. You ever hear that? Snoop Dogg said the Earth isn't round because everywhere he flies, it's flat. So it's a square.
Okay.
Well, I mean, who's going to argue with
everyone, get ready. We play 2 rounds simultaneously.
Oh, yeah.
The Leo round and a Pepe round, and this will be open rounds for everyone. Anyone can win and participate. Let's go.
Well, look, it's the stream in the stream and the stream in the stream. Ooh, going forever. All right, so, Good Kitty, another countdown. Perhaps this time in hieroglyphs, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll do the hieroglyphs on.
Yes, please.
H, C, M, V, D, X, X. 1, let's go.
Let's go. 2 rounds simultaneously. You
All
can
right.
play the first game or the second game.
2 rounds, something I haven't done in 10 years. Sorry.
You are on a roll today, Michael.
That's not butter on his pants.
Yeah, Michael just fired today.
All right, hold on.
I like this, Michael.
What's the bucket hat? The bucket hat makes me feel opposite as the suit. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah, I can see.
I feel like
This is
Cypress
your,
Hill in this hat.
This is casual, Michael. Coming out.
You don't get this much. So mostly because we already raised 20% of $500 million, so my work is done here. I can kind of walk off.
That's not a done deal yet. We got a lot of work to do before that happens.
Yeah, there's money. You know, just burn a few more QE and we'll get there. Where is... So, okay, you guys help me out on this one. I'm looking for a blue
to
house.
find the policeman who just stops some building on the street, because this building on the street.
Any
And
clues?
if you write the name of the quest, you can understand what you have to find.
So it's interesting because I don't have any other markers except for the little bit in the background and this blue.
There's green, there's a little house, and then there's cement around it.
Yeah. So I'm just
Isn't
gonna.
it this over here on the right-hand side down there with the big roof? Not that.
This one?
No. No.
Hold on. What does it look like?
Okay, we have the winner for the Pepe game. It's Digen Hash. The idea of this game, there is a charge on the road. It's it's on the east, Michael.
I guess wherever this is, they're pink on the outside. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Take that bucket hat off.
Take them back.
No, Michael, go find this church. It's on
Put the tie back
the
on.
east.
Yeah, put your
Right.
tie back on.
All right, the tie's back on. That's serious. We did it, guys. We raised money for the community. Even if it's 0.01%, it's still more than we thought was going to come the other way. So, in my mind,
Michael, just zoom out and find the church.
where is the guy?
Yeah, it's on the east.
East is left, right?
Right.
No. No. West is left.
What? I'm telling you, think on the outside in Brazil.
You're so good at this game.
You got to watch out in Brazil.
Yeah, and we have the
Yes.
winner. It's a little dude across the street. It's the winner for the Leo.
Let's go.
Congrats, little dude.
Let's go.
Come
Guys,
on.
make sure that you liking and retweeting the game round.
Yeah, like repost the games and the stream before you win, because like we see notification.
Man, Orange, you want to show him how it's done? I kind of fell on my face on this one.
Now, the way I'm playing right now,
You kind of go on streaks, huh? Of like good and bad. You ever find that? Like sometimes you're on it, and the other times you just.
Honestly, everything seems slow today to me.
yeah,
Yeah, today's slow day.
The ecosystem's slow. X has got low. There's not a lot of people out chatting right now. I think everyone's kind of like a little burned out.
Oh. But did they know we were featuring the ladies? Ooh, come on.
You got to communicate that ahead of time better, I guess.
What, featuring the ladies?
Yeah.
Dude, you hold on. For the record, Peace Love is like, hey man, want to come to a Bitcoin after dark party in Vegas? I'm like, sure, that sounds amazing. I'll see you there. Doesn't show up. I show up in Rocky.
No, we showed up, but we couldn't go in.
Look, I show up with Rocky.
We didn't know the venue until we got there.
Well, neither did I. And so I show up with Rocky. I'm like, hey Rocky, Peace Love and is all gonna be there. We'll meet up with the guys. And we drive into this driveway, and it's like
It's the Hustler Club.
it's a hustler club.
The Hustler Club.
And I see this lady
I pulled
walking.
in with Jack. It was me and Jack pull it up, and we're like, "This can't be the right." We drove around like 3 times to make sure that wasn't somewhere else.
Look,
And shout out to the guys.
Oh,
it
love
was it was not that was not the theme of the party, correct?
no,
But I
No.
could neither Jack nor I could really risk going into
Look.
an establishment
I
as
thought
married men. It was not from the outside. We just couldn't do it. We couldn't do
Look,
it.
Who
told-
organized a party at a strip club?
Well, it was on the roof there, I guess, and it wasn't in the strip club, and you know.
So hold on, let me
shout
just
out
tell
to
you.
all
So
our guys, actually, it was a good time, right, Mike? It was.
it was a good look. I met so many great people there. It's
on
just
it.
I go there with Rocky, right? And we drive up, and this lady walks out of the room, like the building, with no pants on. I'm like, this is Vegas, Bitcoin. Oh, this is like the first night I'm in Vegas, and all of a
No
sudden,
pants at all.
no. Well, she had like underwear, like you know, what I'm talking about like sexy kind of lingerie. You know how you talk about the garters? Imagine seeing that walking around in the clear, sunny air. You know,
Oh, in the daylight.
well, it was
Well,
like
was
at night, but it's like you know, when you see someone walking around with no pants, it catches your
It was
attention.
well lit. I'm assuming.
LIT, yeah.
Lit. Stupid, dude.
How many? We have
So
more.
it isn't bro heavy at all.
Dude, and it was just one of those things where to exit the place, because the way to get to the rooftop was around the side, but to exit the place, you had to exit through the strip club part, right? And so you're just going down in the elevator with these other strippers while the elevator music is playing. Do. So you're here for Bitcoin Vegas? This lady is naked. Yeah, Bitcoin Vegas.
Michael, you're welcome.
I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, I'm
met
sorry I
Vertical.
didn't get to. Honestly, I felt bad. I was like, I
No,
don't
no,
know
no.
what
We
to
had a
do.
great time. We had a
Guys, were there a lot of women? Did you find there were a lot of women, or
The
Or was it-
demographic at the conference was very broad, in my opinion. There were actually a lot
can't
of
call them
people.
broads anymore.
There were, I mean, obviously, it was more men than women, but there were a lot of women represented there. There was a lot of women working the booths at the event. There were a lot of women attending. There were not like it was still like the ratio was not,
We
relative.
need you there, Mel, is the main message.
We
Does
do
that
need
make
you. We
sense?
need more women in
We need you there.
these events for sure.
next year we got to plan better. I want to go to all the conferences, but I specifically want to go there next year.
We're not waiting till next year.
Vegas next year too.
There are a lot more conferences between this and next year.
Exactly. We
Well,
got to
what-
get our
There's
shit together.
conference
And
going on in Portugal right now or something like that.
it's
Yeah,
one
let's-
of the
yeah,
things that I think is essential and I mean, this is another whole story, but in terms of funding is media things like this.
Let's
To make sure,
let's run the next round, and then you
Yes,
guys,
we can
Yeah,
talk.
Yes, sorry.
let's run the next round
and
because
then you guys can
Get excited.
community is waiting, and there is a only
Sorry,
product can
guys.
be.
Our autism laser beam.
Let's go.
I'm autistic. I
So-
can't help it.
Please, it must be
So
just.
are we running?
a
Are we
kid.
running 2 rounds simultaneously? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because the community is slow, X is slow, everyone is slow. I am is dead. Okay, let's go.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Peace. We're being extra laser today.
I'm
Oh,
starting
no, you're-
countdown right now. Get ready, everyone. Mortals,
I
get
want you guys
ready.
to have this conversation. It's not.
Yeah.
Mortals, get ready. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Not so hard games. The last 2 games before the last jackpot game. The game is launching right now. The Flat Earth game and the Roo game.
Dude, you know we have to have Skullcoin as a gaming booth at this conference. You know how many people would line up to win? Are you crazy? You would outdo every other booth at this conference with a game
It's
like
too
this.
early. I don't believe in conferences, but it's too early.
Well, you don't have to go. It's
After
me and
Strike
Melody.
launches,
In future, when we grow.
What do you think,
Okay,
Peace?
we have a winner for the Flat Earth game,
Oh,
and it's Orange one and only. Congrats, Orange, for winning the game with Flat Earth.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Now I need to see. If
and
I
we're
can-
on the Roo game right now, right?
Now you have to find the ships. Crypto Lady, Isaac, congrats, but you was after the Orange. The Flat Earth game is easy. Roo, you have to find the ships on the road. Let's go.
It would be crazy if somebody sponsored Orange that said, hey, anytime you win on Skullcoin, I'll double your earnings and give it to charity.
Yeah, also, yeah, that's
Or
a
if they
very
just
cool
sponsor-
idea, actually, Michael. You are
They can
very
sponsor
creative.
all
man.
of Skulk, all of the fine to earn.
Like esports, but Skullcoin.
Yeah, that's cool idea. That's cool idea,
That's
Michael.
good, like corporate. You know, when corporates have to donate to charity, it's
Uh-huh.
such a good way to kind of a good mechanic for that.
Yeah, we can
Because then
push
they
together
sponsor the
this
show
matter.
and charity. Sorry.
We can push together this matter. Remember, because we have really a unique idea.
Well, as far as I know, I don't know of any, maybe I'm in an echo chamber, but I don't know of any other people using Bitcoin-based assets in their online games that works in virtually real time in a social way like this. You know, I don't play Monopoly, but this feels like playing Monopoly with friends, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Oh, very much. It actually does feel like playing games with friends because it is. That's what.
That's it.
Where is the starting marker? That's too far.
Yeah, we have still no winners because nobody find the ships. Find the ship.
Well, we need Stu to find the sheep. with his Velcro gloves so that the sheep don't run away.
What happened to Stu? I haven't seen him in ages.
You
He
like that?
disappears.
He'll come back. I'll get him back on. Oh, that's gorgeous. Where are we in the world?
Okay, Peace, can I
Albania.
drop you 2 images after and can you show on the show?
Yes, sir.
Albania. That's gorgeous. You know,
That looks so much like where I live.
I gained a newfound awe for America having flown from San Francisco to Nevada. The scenery is gorgeous from the plane.
Okay, seems like we have a winner and it's Lil Dude across the street. He was faster than Winnie for 1 second.
Let's go.
But let me check. Let me check. Double check the ships. Yeah, I believe we give him the win because you cannot just stand to the exactly right place here. It's very hard. Yeah, this is the win.
Hey,
There it is.
Wow.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, just 1 second. That's very rare situation.
What happened to the car? Look at that little car. It's surrounded by the sheep. How do you get stuck in traffic when there's no cars on the road?
Sheep.
Sheep, yeah.
Sheep.
guys, we drove past. I was coming home. I went away for a girls' weekend, and we were driving home on Saturday and Sunday, and there's just goats like running down the side of the street, but like in this town, not in like rural areas. Like we still have donkeys and carts, like horse and carts that you can see driving down the streets in Cape Town.
Yes, so please can you share this picture and I'll explain. So idea to make very simple tutorial for gamers, for people who never played Google Maps before on website. For mobile, for desktop view, this is like maybe not the final concept, but we want to ship it before the next game coming. Because just imagine we have people who never like use Google Maps. We need to explain very simple thing how to copy the. This is just for explain how to copy the Google link. That's all. It should be very very simple. Everyone should understand how it goes. So that's idea. And one more desktop version. I just drop you the picture. So you just go to find. You will be on this location on the image 2, and you just have to copy and paste it, because we have big advantage since Google Maps just added this feature with copy from Google Street View. This feature did not exist 3 months ago. And we send them letters, our community send them letters. I believe it's not about us, but they add this feature and it makes our game very easy to play.
Very cool. So this was actually the first image.
Yeah, you have to find the image on the left and you start on the right, but it's just like tutorial on the right. You have to go forward, that's all.
Oop, that was last week. So is that one, then this one. So this just shows the difference.
Yeah, you can just zoom in this yellow bus and you will have to find this location. And you have to put down the coordinates. That's how it works. Yeah, that's the idea. Because I believe if we go to mass adoption, we'll have a lot of people who never played before, who just don't know what's going on here. Okay, we are ready to launch the last game.
All right, we're ready to launch. Or do you need a minute? Because I could actually. Was it a double round for meme?
No, it's just jackpot round, 5 minutes.
That's right. 5 minutes for the jackpot round for meme.
Let's go. We are launching right now.
All right, Orange, I'm going to turn your screen back on.
Yes, sir.
And the game will launch. Actually, I want to do I have. I must have used that. I actually had I had a binary countdown. I'm going to do a binary. I'm going to do a countdown from 5 in binary for this one round. If everyone's cool with that.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. 101, 100, 11, 101.
Let's go. The game is launching.
You're so talented.
Okay, the game is on. Last game for today. You have 5 minutes. It's not so hard.
Let's
You
go.
guys have 5 minutes. And very quickly, I'm going to run through just some words from our sponsors while you guys are searching. We'll be back and forth between Orange's screen in a minute. Just a quick word from StackingDAO. And we are back. Looks like Orange is on the hunt. If you guys are watching Orange play, watch how he he just kind of gets a little bit close enough to see what he thinks he has differentiated in the image, and he gets close enough in the over the top down map, the broad view map, and then when he thinks he found it, he zooms in. So I'm giving everyone enough of a head start. So I'm going to actually go back to the Skullcoin page. I'm going to make sure I liked and reshared all the game rounds, which I did, except for this last one. And I'm going to try to win this one. What do we got? Like 3 minutes left?
Yeah.
Back and cream. Broader building there. Not a lot to go by. Let's see. Guys, also make sure you did share out the live stream. It's very important that you share the live stream. It's helps us grow. It's not just a requirement to win, but it helps us grow. So if you enjoy playing these games with us on the daily, get out and share out the live stream. It's very important. It really helps us grow. It helps us reach new audience members, get new players, and therefore adds value to the sponsors. It makes it more appealing for them so we can get more sponsors and bigger sponsorships.
Okay, looks like we have a winners for today, and it's Digen
And
Hash.
Hush.
He
All
was
right.
at first, yeah. And only Mess was a second. Congrats.
Congrats on the W.
Let's go. Congrats.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Well played. GG for today.
Got the I got my neighbors got their lawn getting cut. I got my son-in-law over here putting together a fence, so there's all sorts of loud noises behind me. I apologize for all of that.
Yeah, everyone well played.
Well played.
You.
Another excellent episode. Congratulations on someone winning the jackpot round. That's always great when that happens. We will be back tomorrow morning at 8:30 for more news. Catch the 8 o'clock
See you,
whatever
everyone.
space with Binta. And then we'll be back at 9:30 with more Find to Earn rounds. Lots going on in the ecosystem today. Get into the StackingDAO DeFi show, Hermetica Hangout, the Stacks AMA on SIP 31 is coming up at noon. Art on Stacks at 3. Possibly learn TA with Landy. I got to catch up with him at 1. And then GP and the gang at 7 p.m. on DeOrganized Nightly, the best show on.
Yeah, and jump into the Stacking DAO Discord. We have a screen share going down today. We're going to jump into the SIP, the new SIP 31, and deep dive what's going on, the different discussions going on in the forum. So jump into the Stacking DAO Discord. We have a new activity scheduled for the month of June. Come have some fun with us.
Right on, right on. Thank you, Orange. Congratulations on your victory today. Thank you, GP. I am PeaceLoveMusic. We are DeOrganized Media, coming at you live on BitcoinLive Decentralized, broadcasting every Monday through Friday, bringing you all the information that we can gather to help you make your own decisions. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace out.